The views expressed in this week's episode of Let's Talk with Lakshmi do not necessarily reflect the views of the channel.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmi, a show about us, our people, our culture, our community, our experiences. And today, I'm down at the World Trade Center site, where in just a few minutes, there will be a rally. The rally is about people who are picketing against a mosque being built right here at the 9/11 site. It is a very sensitive issue for all people who have family members that were killed, people who have friends that were killed, people just in general. It is a very sensitive matter which happened on 9/11 when two planes crashed into the World Trade Center. Viewers, let's take a look at the rally.
And I would say to you today that liberty is at stake and it's fallen on your watch. What are you going to do? We gotta fight! Are you going to get involved? You need to find out where your place is and do it. And in the end, our grandchildren will say, thank God for those Americans who stood up in 2010 and said enough is enough. Where is this Sharia financing coming from? Where is this coming from? Shame to the banks and the bankers of America for being so greedy that they would rather sell their soul to Sharia financing than to keep the good people of America free. Shame on you. You will answer to a much higher power. You will answer to Almighty God. For surely the Lord is watching this day. Don't be afraid, but like Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death.
12 o'clock and it is now 3 p.m. and people are still here. They're still extremely rallied up about what's going on, about the mosque that's going to be built here at the World Trade Center. As you can see in back of me, this woman here is very enraged about what's going on. Let's see what else is still going on here after 3 o'clock at World Trade Center.
It is a call that we would preserve liberty and justice for all. We welcome our Muslim brothers and sisters, and we say, embrace our Judeo-Christian values. We are not and will never surrender nor submit to Islamic Sharia law. Never, never, never. But we welcome you as fellow Americans to say that you will uphold the Constitution.
People here are not against Muslims, but they are against the radical Muslims that may be involved in building the mosque here. They're very sensitive. As you can see, it's a very sensitive matter where people have lost their loved ones, many firefighters, policemen. Over 3,000 people died at 9/11. You're now with Anthony Tolda, who's from Huntington, Long Island. He is running for Congress. Anthony, could you tell our viewers what you're doing down here at the World Trade Center site?
Well, I'm here because we need people to stand against this. This is psychological warfare on the American people. And if anybody, looks at the history of mosques being built on territories that Islam has conquered, this is clearly what they're trying to do here. And this is the last place on earth a mosque belongs being built. I don't have a problem with a mosque being built in America, but you don't do it here.
Now, with your views, how do you think that this is being allowed?
I think it's being allowed because, unfortunately, what we're experiencing in society today is a tearing apart of the Judeo-Christian principles this nation was founded on, while propping up Islam or whatever else is being introduced into this country. And it's, we're a democracy when people want to be a democracy, and then we're a republic that protects individual rights when they want to protect individual rights. And my take on it is we're a republic, period, end of story. I don't care who says we're a democracy. We are a constitutional republic, which then brings you to the question of doesn't the First Amendment protect the rights of this mosque being built? And I'm a candidate with the Constitution Party, and I would say that the Founding Fathers would say no, this is not protected under the First Amendment. You can't scream fire in a crowded movie theater, you can't incite a riot, and those are the types of things that are not covered by the First Amendment. And if anybody out there honestly believes this mosque is going to be built, and then if something crazy happens with radical Islam, it's not going to incite a riot, I mean, I would say, I don't know what planet you're living on, but, you should really try to take another look and do some research historically and, get away from this brainwashing we're all subject to and try to have some common sense.
I have here Sammy and Joseph. Joseph, what exactly are you doing down here?
I'm coming here from California. I'm originally from Egypt, and we flight for about 9 hours just to join here. We are escaping from Egypt, from the radical Islam, what happens, and they persecute us there. And now to see the ground zero, and in front of the ground zero as teasing all the people who killed here and built the mosque in this time, this area exactly is not a practical thing to do to honor whoever the people who killed in September 11th. That's why we are here. We join, and we have a TV satellite station also like you, and we are trying to tell the people what's going on.
Did you know anyone that passed away in 9/11?
Actually, I heard a lot about my friends, a lot of my friends there. I know them, and some other people we know in all the news that the 3,000 person is killed in this area exactly. It was a scary day, but now it's more scary because they're building the mosque in front of the same place like this.
Came all the way from state of Washington to support my brothers and sisters here in New York.
And did you come along with any other people from Washington, D.C.?
Well, I met them here, but we all same fabric. We're all American. We all love the country, and that's what we are here for. We're here to support each other.
And did you know anyone that passed away at 9/11?
No, personally I don't know anyone, but my hotel is just across the street from 9/11, and at night I was looking at the grave. It's a grave of 3,000. I look at it with awe and grief, as if my own family died.
Now, you're here with the sign, yeah.
The reason why I am protesting the mosque at Ground Zero is because the man founding the mosque, Imam Rauf, I can't pronounce his name correctly, but he has radical views. He has told a Muslim Arab website that he wants Sharia law, which is a radical law, a radical Islamic law, to rule governments, which includes the U.S. government. He's not out in the streets protesting against terrorism. I wouldn't be here if he truly was against terrorism. If he was in the streets protesting against terrorism, if he got his fellow Muslims around the world to protest against terrorism, I would not be here. I'm here because he supports radical Islam and supports radical Sharia law. And everywhere where Sharia law governs the people, the non-Muslims have zero rights, from Sudan to Nigeria to they want to implement it in Indonesia and Bangladesh. Everywhere where there's Sharia law, in Pakistan, non-Muslims have zero rights. And so the founder of this 9/11 mosque believes in Sharia law, which is extremely radical.
The Association of Indians in America proudly presents their 23rd Annual Deepavali Festival on October 3rd, 2010 at the South Street Seaport in New York City. From 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., admission is absolutely free. Come and enjoy the breathtaking classical and fusion performances, fun-filled children's activities, free gifts and raffles, a variety of different Indian cuisines, and excellent shopping. For more information, please contact Sushma at 917-371-5919. In loving memory of the lost loved ones of 9/11, Angel Seed Promotion presents Survivor's Scars on September 12, 2010 at Mangoville. Admission is free from 3 p.m. on. For more information, please contact Intercede at 347-231-9112.
Today, I'm out here at the 9/11 site at World Trade Center, and where there are many people here rallying about a mosque going up right here at the World Trade Center. Here I have two members of the Guyanese community, and I just want to get their names and their views on exactly what is going on here and why you're here today.
Okay, my name is Patanjali, originally from Guyana. I'm here to support the victims. Not actually the victim, the survivors of the World Trade bombing, and we're against building a mosque here because it shows a total disrespect for all the victims of the World Trade Center bombing, and I'm here to stand with our fellow Americans against this project.
Yes, I'm Radharaman Upadhyay, and I came out here to the World Trade Center site, and there was a peaceful rally against the mosque that is coming up here in this area, 600 feet away from the World Trade Center. It came out to witness that many people who are against this idea, they're not against Islam, but they're against the idea of affronting the American way of life, its democracy and its closeness to the World Trade Center. We want to honor the memory of the victims of the World Trade Center and their families. And since Islam and the terrorists were from that religion, and they are the ones who flew the plane into the World Trade Center, many people see this as a very, very sensitive area. And therefore we have come out to recognize their sensitivity as well as to support them in their call, so that those who are going to make decision and who have already made some decision will reconsider. Because from the track records that we have noticed of some people within the Islamic faith, they promote violence as a way of means of spreading Islam. So we are here to support the survivors of the victims.
So do you believe that the people here rallying believe that a mosque going up will support terrorism?
They have that fear from the track record of Islam, what it has done. You know, in our own Hindu history, over a 500-year period, 35 million Hindus were killed. We have the Hindu Kush mountain, where all the skulls are still there. You can go and you witness what has happened to our Hindu people. So we hope by coming out here and identify, because normally in America, most ordinary Americans don't even know the difference between a Muslim and a Hindu. But we want to make sure our Hindu point of view is well known and well recognized, that we have already been victim of Islam, and we do not want to see that this country also continue to suffer that fate of being victims of Islam.
Mr. Newman here is a representative from the Jewish community. Mr. Newman, how do you feel about they wanting to build a mosque here?
I think that the people of United States have a right to protect this area, which is really it's a sacred space. And a terrible tragedy happened here on 9/11, not just for the people of New York, but for the entire country, and really for all of Western civilization. This was an attack not just on New York or America, it was an attack on Western civilization. And to be the fact that certain radical Islamic movements want to establish not just a small mosque here, but a huge mosque, and they want to dedicate it on 9/11. The symbolism is so clear that what they want to do is they're making a statement: we're stepping on your neck, we're going to supplant you. This is what they did in Jerusalem, where the temple used to stand. They built the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And this is what they do. Anyone who knows Arab history, Muslim history, wherever they conquer, Islam means submission. You have to submit. And the way they have those they conquer submit is they build on top of them. And this is, they obviously can't build on top of the World Trade Center, but they can symbolically say that we are the victors, even though there is, thank God, another form of the World Trade Center which is going to arise in this place. But the fact that they want to make not a small mosque, a huge mosque, is is an attempt to say that we really are, we are not defeated, we're coming back, and we're going to persevere until we're victorious. And anyone who's heard the call to prayer from a mosque, you know, it's broadcasted. It's broadcast not just within the mosque, but it's all over. 5 times a day, we can hear the call to prayer all over this area where 3,000 souls were incinerated. This is really a disgrace, not just for New York, and I think Mayor Bloomberg has to really be ashamed of himself for taking such a very weak, he's an extremely weak politician, and not galvanizing the natural outrage that every New Yorker feels and every American of good conscience feels to resist this building, which is really a deliberate attempt to spit in the eye of the United States.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nastasia Kadu.
Manal Amar.
I am originally from Lebanon.
Okay.
I'm here visiting, walking by, and I saw a demonstration. I wasn't quite sure what was going on here. My opinion on the whole thing is I can, I guess, understand people's fear and distress regarding a mosque being built across the street from the World Trade Center. I will have to say that I do 100% disagree with people saying on posters things that are not correct about our religion. I think it's misinterpreted, and I think the things that were being said here are completely ridiculous and disrespectful, because if our religion was to do what all these posters said about them, it would be a huge problem. So I think, personally, it just is not right. I mean, everybody, we're in America, yes, we are U.S. citizens, but everybody has a right to freedom of religion. So it is my right to live in America. I am a U.S. citizen, I vote, I do everything that I should, I pay my taxes, I work, I go to school. But I think that being here, having all these people disrespect my religion is ridiculous. And to be honest with you, I was laughing. Because, I mean, it's as if we are some aliens. We are not aliens. I'm now here with Desiree, who was rallying right in front of the World Trade Center. Desiree, I see you're very passionate about what's going on. And this picture, tell me who's this picture and what's going on today? Why are you here?
Okay, I'm here because I am a 9/11 family, and I am an American that believes in freedom. And William Bernstein was murdered on 9/11, and it seems like many have forgotten, but 9/11 families can't. I live in a community where my immediate community lost 12 other Americans on that dreadful day. So as a Christian American, I love everybody, and so I gave myself to study the Quran, to understand the ideology, and I was very saddened by a lot of the things that I learned. And I love the Muslim people, but I have a very severe problem with radical Islamic Sharia law, and also right now Sharia financing, which concerns me about the mosque that they hope to build in this city.
Now, what are your views on the city? Like, why do you feel that they are allowing this to happen?
You know, one of my poster boards did share that I believe that America has lost her way. America, when she was first founded, many will say that she was a multicultural nation, but that simply is not true. Secular humanists in the late 1920s began to say it's not about God, it's about economics, it's about money, it's about money. Well, we know it's not about money because when 9/11 happened, all the money in the world could not resurrect my husband's twin or save all the other Americans that were killed on that day. So what is the foundation of America? What makes us stand so tall? Why do people cheer us? Why do they come from all over the world? They come because of freedom. And that is what our forefathers gave their lives, gave their monies, they gave their sons and their daughters. Some of them died penniless. And unfortunately today, many new Americans in our school system don't get to hear about the truth that was celebrated in our school books back then. And so I'm one of those Americans that's going to keep it alive, and I'm going to let them know that our flag stands for freedom. One of the Hebrew names for the flag of the United States is Jehovah Nissi. It means the Lord, our banner. That's why we take such offense when people want to burn it under the guise of freedom of expression or whatever, because it's saying we're destroying your freedom, and our freedom is under God, and God Almighty is our trust. And of course, as a Christian nation, which our forefathers were, they weren't perfect, but this is what they believed. The 50 states of America, all of the constitutions start out in the year of our Lord. In the name of Jesus, in God we trust. It's no confusion as to who this God is. You know, we have staked our very lives on our faith in Jesus Christ. As a matter of fact, right in this immediate vicinity, 101 years ago, there was a Christian man that was hired just to pray at 12 o'clock. The first week, there were only 3. Then a few days later, there was 6, then 10, then 12. Within 90 days, 10,000 Americans came out crying right here, that God would again move in our nation. And we have come to that place. Again, that's why I sing so passionately, because I know that we have sold out to money. Money has become the God of America. We'll remember, come November, hey, 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 goodbye. We'll remember, come November, hey, 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 goodbye. And we mean it. We have the right to vote these men in and vote these men out. And since they won't do what we the people are asking, then we have the power of the vote, and we will take it to the polls.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Celebrate freedom.
Viewers, welcome back. And now in the studio, we have none other than Mr. Nick Komiani. Nick is running for State Assembly in District 38. Now, Nick, first of all, welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmi.
Thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure to have you down here in the studios. Now, Nick, tell our viewers exactly what your seat means.
The State Assembly seat is a legislative seat. What basically the legislative in the state of New York does is make laws, increase taxes, decrease taxes, which hardly ever happens, of course, and and anything to do as far as that's what they essentially are, lawmakers. So they make the laws, or they change the laws, and so forth.
Now, Nick, District 38 has a high percentile of Indo-Caribbean people.
That's correct.
Now, if you are elected in this seat, how would this help the Indo-Caribbean people?
Well, I've been working with the Indo-Caribbean community for many years now, with Frank Singh and Farouk Samaru and Lashman Budai, many others in the community. I'm also, just to tell you a little bit about myself, okay. I'm the president of the school board in District 24 for the last 8 years, and I'm also on Community Board 9, which encompasses Richmond Hill, Woodhaven, Ozone Park, and Kew Gardens. So for the last 10 years, which when I say community, it's my community as well, so this is our community. And one of the things that we're trying to do with the Indo-Caribbean Federation and many others is to get a, what we don't have in Richmond Hill is a senior center, an activity center. What we don't have is parks as well. I think the only one really that we have is Smoky Park in the whole area. So there's different things that you can find and different sites that you can find to transfer to parks, even if it's an open lot that the city could buy, even if it's something along those lines. So we should actively look for an area for a park as well.
I know a lot of the schools in the area are overcrowded. Would you be assisting with building more schools in the area?
Yes, because one of the things that I do on Community Board 9 as well is I'm the chair of the Youth and Education Committee.
Okay.
And one of the things that we always actively look is sites that we can find to build new schools, okay, or allocate monies to build extensions on schools that have an extremely big yard. We never want to take away the entire schoolyard because then the kids can't play. But our goal is to relieve overcrowding, and as president of the school board in District 24, I've done that quite a bit. I have a small part of Woodhaven on the other area of 24, and then it goes into all different neighborhoods. But I've probably built about 12 schools through my council in the last 7 years. So it's been very happy of myself and my entire school board that we've accomplished that.
Congratulations, because I
Thank
know
you.
a lot of the schools are very overcrowded here in Queens.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this medal that you're wearing.
I'm a United States veteran. I was in the U.S. Navy. I served in the Persian Gulf, and this is a medal that they give you when you serve in combat. This is the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. So this is my most prestigious medal. So I like to wear it on occasion, so it identifies myself as a veteran, which I'm very proud to be a veteran in the United States of America.
Congratulations for that. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for serving the country.
Thank
Now, Nick, the number one question. Why should we vote for you?
One of the reasons why I think you should vote for me is because I have the best interests at heart for our community. And like I said, when I say community, it's because I'm part of that community. One of the things that the Indo-Caribbean community has not had is its own seat. And they're entitled to it. If you picture Richmond Hill itself is divided in 6 different assembly districts. So it's about time that we do have an Indo-Caribbean seat. And if I'm elected, this is something that I'm going to help make happen. I'm going to make sure that when we rezone next year, on my end of it, I'm going to make sure that we rezone enough area so we can encompass an Indo-Caribbean American into that seat and make its own assembly seat so you do have the representation. And that's one of our goals, and with many other goals as well. And also, one of the things that they're doing in Albany right now is instead of helping the working class family, and most Indo-Caribbean are working class families, they do not come here and linger on the United States economy. They come here and they work. So, and one of the things that they do in Albany, what's the reward when we see so many people out of work and when we should be boosting the economy? They increase our taxes. And that's their solution. Instead of saying, let's stimulate this economy, let's make sure we build, let's make sure we give the work to the local people as well. No, let's increase taxes instead. There's no transparency in Albany right now. They're 125 days late with the budget. Picture if you were in the private industry and your boss gave you a task and you were 125 days late. I would assume you would have had your walking papers a long time ago. And this is what you have up in Albany right now. No transparency. The things they're doing, they should be ashamed of, because you cannot raise all these taxes on the people and cut all these services and increase revenue by fining the people more and more and more. I mean, you could tell by the parking tickets and all the taxes that we pay. So voting for me is voting for real change and bringing transparency to Albany.
Okay, viewers, so make sure you go out on September 14th and vote. It is very, very important. Please, we need people to represent our community in District 38, so please go out and vote on September 14th.
Voting is the one right that nobody could ever take away from us. Voting, a lot of people think their vote does not make a difference, but you hear all various elections where someone loses or wins by 6 votes, which has happened before. So your vote always counts. Never take it for granted. That's the only thing that the government can never take away from you, is your right to vote, and that's when you make a difference. Thank you very much.
Viewers, please make sure you go out and vote on September 14th. It is extremely important that we have representation here in District 38. So again, please go out and vote on September 14th. Every vote counts. Nick, thank you very much for coming down to Let's Talk with Lakshmi, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you
in
very
your
much.
election.
I'm a big fan of the show, and I'm glad that I'm finally down here as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.